industrial strength, and they're super cool. All right, speaking of that, if you get in your car this summer and it's hot as all you know what, don't blame me, all right?
Yeah.
That sun comes beaming into your windshield, right? Deteriorates your car's interior, the leather,
absolutely.
the vinyl, whatever. Not only that, you get in your car, you're starting it 10 minutes ahead of time so you can get the air conditioning going, which is wasting gas.
Right.
Get the BrellaShade. It is hands down the best, like, you know, shade for your windshield,
best
car
sunshade you can buy
I've ever seen. I used to have one of those when I lived in Arizona that was like, you had to flip it around as a wire.
Oh, yeah, the spring-loaded.
Oh, it never worked. It was a pain in the neck. This, and plus, it didn't cover the whole windshield.
Right.
This is called BrellaShade. It comes to us again from Sharper Image. Y'all know how cool that is. I bought one of these a few years ago. It's one of the best purchases for my car I've ever gotten.
Oh, yeah.
My interior looks great. It's not 1,000 degrees in there.
Exactly. So, well, here's the thing about this. This is going to be the sunshade you're actually going to use. Because, like, to your point, we've all had those other sunshades that spring open and you have to fold them. This one, if you can work an umbrella, you can work the BrellaShade. Literally opens just like an umbrella, but it has a fiberglass frame in the side. By the way, that's what makes this one deluxe. Has a fiberglass frame that is going to fit in just about any windshield out there, up to 57 inches or smaller. And that's what's so unique about this. Now, when you look at this sitting in the windshield right here, okay, you're gonna notice a couple things about this. First of all, it fills the entire windshield. The frame is what holds that up there, so it's not gonna be like one of those ones where you're fighting to try and put down your visors. Visors. You're not gonna be doing that. The other thing, too, is that in the middle of this, there's actually some hook and loop right here, so you can actually open this up and put this around your rearview mirror if you need to. But I've got one right here that's actually closed, and it does come with a little case, okay? And you can keep it like this if you want to. When you pull this out, all you gotta do is undo the hook and loop that's on here, just like this. Pull that handle down, and once it unfurls a little bit, boom, it opens. Awesome. Now, what's even better about how easy it is to open this guy is how easy it is to close. Because for most people, they're like, yeah, I'll put it in the windshield, and you come back, and then you're like, oh God, I gotta spend all this time, right? Now, there is no time spent putting this one away. You just do that, you put it in the side of your door, you put it in the center console, and you're good to go. Next time you get to where you're going, it's the same thing all over again. Super, super easy to do.
Awesome. By the way, the colors, comes in pink, comes in red, comes in blue, and comes in black. I have mine in blue. Actually, and I think I bought Danny the red one. I can't remember which one is in his
the color's
car.
on the backside.
But you know what I love about it too is they're so easy to store. I mean, when you look at this thing, it takes up no space in its little case, and even the case is like a faux leather case.
It is.
They didn't use the cheap.
It's very classy.
Yeah, it's very, very nice. And it has a little loop on it, so you can hook it on you know, anywhere inside your car too. But here's the beauty. Get in your car.
Here's the magic.
Yeah, it's super hot. You pop it. You're in and out in 10 seconds.
But look at what it does for you. This is what's so amazing. This is going to block 99.9% of the ultraviolet light. Now, that's what breaks down your seats, your steering wheel, your dashboard. That's what's going to destroy the interior of your car. But the other thing it does is it brings the temperature in the car down, I think by 20 degrees?
30.
It's 30 degrees.
30% cooler.
30% cooler. Thank you very much. 30% cooler. And what's neat about that is that when you were like you were saying before, when I get in the car, my air conditioning has to work that much less hard to try and cool the car down. I'm not burning myself when I sit on the seats because I'm going to actually use this. Now, we were talking about these other types here, and I just have one of the, you know, this is one of the cheapies that people buy because they're like, I'm not going to spend a lot of money on this. So here's the problem with this one. First of all, it's very flimsy, okay? So when I put this up in my windshield, if I have, like in my truck, the windshield uses up every inch of the BrellaShade.
There's no supports.
Here's the thing, if I can't reach the other side, so how am I getting this? So I'm constantly fighting, getting one end up and then the other end up, and you're going back and forth with this thing, and then you gotta fold this up. I just do that. I just throw it in the back seat and don't worry about it.
It's huge.
But it's
even
massive.
When you fold it.
With the BrellaShade, boom, I open it, I can put this anywhere on that windshield that I need to because I don't have to hold the other side. I got another hand to work with, and when I get to where I'm going, boom, pop it down, close it that fast.
And by the way, if you forget your umbrella and it rains, you can use this as an umbrella.
Yeah, or for the sun. I've seen a lot of people use these outside.
I've seen them at the beach.
Yeah, craft shows, art shows, you know, the things that Kelly drags me to, you know?
Yeah, now listen, here's the little image that we wanted everybody to show. The car on the left, Look at the difference of the car on the right.
Yeah,
Remember, darker
infrared
red
photography.
and yellow is hot. As soon as you put it in there, it immediately blocks all those harmful rays from inside your car.
99% of the UV.
I'm convinced that the reason my car interior looks so good is because of that. I didn't have one of these on my last car.
Yeah.
And you want to know what started to wear away was
the dashboard.
The dash started turning a little bit of a different color.
Yep.
And a certain area of the seat was fading.
Yeah.
And it was actually getting rubbed, like it was rubbing down. You could see it because it was getting hot.
So I used to have a truck where the dashboard, I thought it was getting a little bit brittle. I'd only had it for like 4 years, 3 years. And I went down a dirt road, so you know they're bumpy, right?
Yeah.
And it had a speaker in the middle on the dashboard. I hit a bump, boom, right through the dashboard. Now, the manufacturer replaced it because apparently that was a thing that happened with these dashboards. But the sun, they were like, you got to put a sunshade up. The sun's what did it. But I got lazy because I had one of those other kind. I actually had one that was laser cut special for my truck.
Oh, yeah.
And I used it for like the first month or so, but then after that I stopped because I didn't have the time to roll it up every time I wanted to drive away. Imagine if you could just do that. And that opens it, and that closes it. And by the way, that's the frame on the inside we were talking about.
You can see all the work that goes into
Fiberglass
Has
frame.
anybody ever? I've had probably 5 or 6 people when I get out of my car and I pop it in. They look in, like especially when I'm at Publix.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Hey, where'd you get that?"
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh my God, look at that thing!" And I'm like, "Yeah, isn't it brilliant?" I said, "That's home shopping. That's where I work."
Yeah.
Here's a quick thermal readout.
Yep.
So both same
degrees.
car left in the sun.
Look at that.
The one with the BrellaShade, 93 degrees. This could be anywhere.
Yeah.
It's even worse if you live in Arizona where I live.
Oh, yeah.
And without it, 123 degrees. No wonder your AC has to work so hard to cool down your car. Not to mention burning your butt when you get in there.
That's it. You do the dance.
Hot as lava.
No more
inside
dancing
there.
when you get in the car.
If you'd like to get one of these, again, grab it. We got a great price on it. Mostly 5-star reviews on hsn.com.
Yes.
And you're not going to be fumbling with it. That's the big thing. Instantly, you and your car and your pets and your children are protected. All right, hey, coming up in just a bit, and I can see you over there, the lovely